Hey guys, this is Jay from Thundercat Loft, Cliffwood, New Jersey. Want to do a quick video update. Man, my yard's a mess. So first of all, my racing loft, you can see my messy racing loft. I have pigeons out, so I did a 15-mile toss today. I had 3 crates of birds, between 15 and 20 birds a crate. I put a couple more old birds in here just because I was tired of them being in here, and I don't want to breed out of them, and I want to get rid of them. But for now, they're going to be in here. So I think it's 2 more that made it in there, and they went with the rest of the birds today too. So I sent them 15 miles, the first time they've been out in about a year. So they did fine. And they probably helped the young birds come back. I put 1 in each crate. And I got a new crate. Here's a quick update on my new crate. And it's not the color I thought it was going to be. They said navy. This looks more like a purple blue or gray purple, but it's got a bit of a magnet to it, which is nice. Closes nice. Only thing I will say, I like that it has the dowels. I bought this one, it was $99 at Foys.com. I like that you can stack it and it still has air for the birds to breathe. And I like that it has these little rubbers on the bottom. I could probably put those in the other ones that I have. And I like that there's space in between for the handle to sit if I stack this on top of another crate. But what I will say is I don't like that when I open it, it doesn't give a lot of room for the birds to get out. They kind of have to duck their head and get out. And the first couple tosses, I noticed the birds kind of were like confused, where my other 2 baskets, they just shot right out. And this one, they kind of didn't know where to go right away. It took them a minute, but you know, I guess that's just a small little learning curve they'll have to figure out. I still love the basket. I'm not going to get rid of it. It comes with a little plastic knob here too. I'm not crazy about the plastic. I would have liked that to have been wood, but really well made. And it looks really nice, I gotta say. I really like it. I'm really happy with it. That's my favorite basket. Anyway, so the birds have been coming in good. They've been rushing out of the basket really good when I bring them on a toss, and they've been coming right home and going right in. I cut back on their feed, so I think that's made a difference. They're not like before, they were kind of just hanging out when they would get home. Now they're coming home and they're rushing in to eat. Also, I've been hand feeding them every chance I get. So usually like at night, I'll come in with a handful of food and I'll whistle and shake a can, and they just follow me around this whole loft. So I want them to get used to me. You know, someone said that to me and it kind of resonated. I was like, you know what? These birds are not too fond of me, and I got to get them, you know, a little more excited to see me walk in this loft so they follow me in if I need to. And it seems to be working out pretty well. And I'm keeping them hungry too, so I think that's helping. You know, I didn't want to keep them hungry at first because I thought that, you know, they're still growing and you want them to have all the nutrients they can get. But at the same time, you know, I don't want them to be spoiled pigeons. I want them to learn and to have motivation to come home and be diligent. Anyway, I will say, the other problem, and I've mentioned this before, is they rush in, but they sneak back out. So, I mean, I have you can't see, but on top of the house here, I got a handful of birds that are just hanging out, lounging. I noticed they keep going to the big weeping willow in front of my house and eating the berries. And I've noticed it because their droppings are turning purple sometimes. I don't know if that's good or bad. I just know they're doing it. And I guess I'll find out. But I'm scraping the floor in the back. I've decided not to use the wood pellets. I think that scraping is probably the way to go. Less dust, and less, you know, droppings to fill the air and to attract the flies, and less chances of contracting diseases or getting sick. So I'm gonna try scraping, since I'm coming in here every day and, you know, grabbing them one by one anyway. I might as well scrape really quick. And it's a small little area, so I've been slacking on these areas, but it is what it is. I run a rake through the bottom, and I pull out all the droppings, so it should be fresh dirt down there. It shouldn't be too much down there. And that's it, guys. I do have some birds in here that are my favorite. Especially these, this guy and his nestmate, definitely my favorites. They don't look like much. They're not like real, like big built birds. They're kind of thin. But that's the ones I got my money on. Today, when I packed them all up, I made a decision. So I was supposed to vaccinate on the 15th, which I believe is today. Yeah, today's the 15th, but I'm not vaccinating today. And this weekend I'm going to Cape May on vacation, so I won't be vaccinating this weekend. It'll be the following weekend that I vaccinate. So, all their flights have been cut for weeks now. So I decided to go ahead and pull their 9th flight on everybody. And I noticed a couple didn't have any flights cut at all, so I cut them on just like 2 or 3 birds. But so everyone, I pulled their 9th flight, so they all have their 10th. It's cut about 1 inch, so they should be able to get out to 30 miles still. So I'm gonna get these birds out to 30 miles, get them coming home good, and not this weekend, but the following weekend, I'm gonna lock them down and vaccinate and pull that 10th flight. The 9th flight should be coming in, I believe, at that point. I think they said it takes 6 weeks for a flight to start coming in. So, you know, 2 weeks should be enough. That way they're not down 2 flights at once. You know, it's kind of like a little short break in between each flight. Anyway, you guys want to see what's going on in the breeding loft? I got my whites here. I'm training them to use the trap. I want to start getting them on the road pretty soon. This is the 3rd day I've been doing this, and I'm probably going to keep doing it because I'm in no rush. I want them to really figure it out. So the refrigerator, it just keeps getting dirtier and dirtier, and I noticed that there's a small hairline crack in here. Sorry, let me zoom in. It's a crack here, and it doesn't really close. It might be getting better. You can see there's a lot of wiggle room in here. I'm not too crazy about it. And when I first turned it on, I felt air coming through. So I'm not sure if that's why someone put it out in the curb. That's probably the reason, but I don't know if I'm gonna keep it. So we'll see what happens. I haven't used it. I would love to use it, but we'll see how it goes. These are 2 new birds I got from Matus Loft from Silvio. He lives in Long Branch, New Jersey. He's nearby. I drove to his house yesterday. I told him I wanted to breed some golden matins. This checker cock down here is supposedly from my friend Golden Matins, and it's just a phenomenal bird. I'm so excited to breed from that guy and see how he does this year. Last year I only had 1 bird from him, and it did really well. So we'll see how this one does with this new female. But anyway, so he has golden matins. So I'm gonna give him a try. He gave me these 2 birds. I'm probably just gonna pick one, I believe, and give him one back. Yeah, I'm happy with how they look, how they handle. I mean, they're very young, but they're coming into form slowly, and their droppings look good. Nice 2 beautiful splashes, The father did seem like a, I don't know if it's the dirty gene or the kind of like a pencil. I'm not sure what he had, but you can see it kind of coming through on this bird. I guess on this bird as well, but mainly on this one. The father looked a lot like that. The two nice looking birds. I'm excited to see what they do for me. I'm probably going to test them out next year as breeders. And no harm in testing them out, seeing how they're doing. And if I don't like them, I'll get rid of them. And here I need to clean again, but it looks like I got a baby. Yep. So for some reason, I haven't been having luck getting 2 out of these guys. So I think that after this bird, I'm going to put these guys back in the loft with everybody else. And I'm going to start medicating just to be on the safe side. There's no reason I shouldn't be getting 2 healthy babies out of this pair. Something must be wrong. It's the second nest bowl they filled, and one of the eggs was no good. So all the birds are still paired up, and I moved everyone that was in this section over here. So now we're a little crowded. We're really crowded, I should say. I believe this 2 pair of silvers are going to go to a friend of mine. He's really excited to have them. And I think I'm going to keep this red check up here just because I'm a sucker for a red check. And that should be it on breeding. I don't want to breed any more birds. Besides the whites, I'm letting the whites do what they want. I do have 3 babies in here that will be going to, my wife has a family friend who has a father who's looking for a hobby. I don't know if he's had pigeon or has pigeons, but she's giving him these birds for Father's Day. So it's just these 4 birds here that she's gonna take and bring up to him. I think he's up in North Jersey, but you know, I bred them, I overbred, and I didn't ban them, so they're pretty much useless to me or to anyone besides just someone looking to have a hobby. So they're quality birds, and they haven't been homed, so I know they're pretty mature, but he might be able to home them, or I don't know what he'll do with them. I'm actually curious to see if I can even talk to this guy, if I can, and give him some advice or send him in the right direction, or even see if he wants to race, you know. Yeah, so I have 4 babies. I guess you can call them young babies or old babies, but they'll be leaving. This guy here I think I'm getting rid of, but I'm holding on to just to see how he does, how his young do. The whites here are all paired up. I got some babies down here that are hatched and will be banded in a couple days. Yeah, everything's coming along good. No complaints. Today I got some, actually this whole week I've been doing probiotics and the apple cider vinegar. And I put the multi-mineral oil with some brewer's yeast. And I've been doing that this whole week, mixing up the brewer's yeast with the red racing mineral that I got off, I think, VitaKing. But I've been keeping everybody healthy, trying my best. I've been scraping this floor. I didn't scrape it today, but I scraped it yesterday. I should probably scrape it now after this video, but I've been trying to keep everybody clean. I've been procrastinating picking up these grates and cleaning that out, because that just seems like so much work, but it needs to be done. And I've been procrastinating splitting up the males and females. I just noticed yesterday that my door the screws came apart, and now all the dowels have to go back in. So more work that I need to do. It seems like the loft is a never-ending chore, but you know, you either love it or you don't, you know. So if I didn't have a family, I'd be out here all day long. But you know, with the 2 young girls and a wife that I want to keep happy and give her the life she always wanted, you know, my priorities are inside or with them. So here's another update. This hen switched cocks, which seems so strange to me. So this cock was with someone else, with a hen who passed away just out of nowhere. I don't know why. And she was with, I believe this guy here, or the slate cock that I had. I don't see him. He might be out in the aviary. But yeah, I mean, and they were mated last year, so 2 years ago. They were mated in 2019 for the 2020 young birds, and they're mated this year. You know, again, same pairing. So they've been mated together for over 2 years, and she's up and switched mates, which seems very strange. I'm not sure what happened. That's just one of those things, I guess. You don't know until something makes sense, I guess. Maybe I'll never know. These grizzles down here, I only got one baby out of them. It seems like a lot of my birds only got one baby out of. I haven't gone through my list. I want to go through my list and see which birds I've kept, you know, which birds have stuck around, and which birds either, you know, got lost or didn't make it, or whatever happened to them, they're gone. I want to go through all the pairs, all the breeding pairs, and all of their babies, and see which babies this year I have, and you know, so I can go through and almost already start seeing which birds I want to start getting rid of. You know, which pairs didn't work this year, so I can start eliminating some birds. I mean, if I could, I would build a bigger loft and just keep everyone and test them out for another year or two. But this loft is too small. I can't have this many birds, and the feed bill is too high. So I'm gonna start trying to eliminate birds. You know, I wish someone would come take birds. You know, that would be great, because I know they would go to a good home rather than a farm where someone's gonna kill them. But you know, that way, if down the road, if something happens, like a grandson out of these birds, or a grandchild out of these birds, or you know, somehow a bird that's related to one of these guys does something and I can't get them back, that would be unfortunate. Where I would rather, you know, someone else have them and try them out and see how they do. But you know, it is what it is. There's plenty of good birds out there. I mean, I don't think it's the end of the world if something were to happen to one of these birds. Truthfully, if I was totally honest with myself, there's probably only, I would say, 2 birds that would really, really upset me if anything were to happen. It would be this guy right here. Maybe 3 birds. It'd be this guy right here, which is the bird that came home from my father-in-law's funeral, which just, I really like him. I don't know if he's a good bird. I don't know. You know, I handle him and he feels okay to me. He doesn't feel like a phenomenal bird, but he has sentimental value. And I think he's a good bird. I have a good feeling. And this bird right here, this checker, I'd be very upset if I lost him. And believe it or not, the other bird that I'd really be upset with is this guy right here, standing in the middle. He's an 09. I didn't get anything out of him yet. Actually, all three birds standing on this feeder are all from my father-in-law. But the one in the middle, I haven't gotten anything out of. He's an 09, and he just feels like a phenomenal bird. I mean, I really want to get something out of him. He looks pretty good to me too. He looks like a nice looking bird for a 2009, if you ask me. And he handles just so well. I mean, I don't know if it can't be an old band because of his wattle. His wattle is so big. He's definitely an older bird, but I got to get something out of this guy. If I don't, it'll kill me. But so those are really like 3 birds I think that I'm most excited for and focused on, and would be really upset if anything happened to them. So, you know, by keeping this many birds puts those 3 in jeopardy. So, you know, would I rather have all the birds or just make sure those 3 are, you know, in a safe environment? And that's what it comes down to, you know. I do want to keep all of them. I would love to build a bigger loft, but, you know, at some point something's got to give, and you know, it's just a hobby. It's not that serious. I mean, they are living things. I do care about them, and I wish someone would take some on, but you know, I gotta cut back. That's the moral of the story. Anyway, guys, I don't want to talk forever. Everyone seems to be paired up still, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this door and building something right here that can stop the birds from going from one side to the other, get these sexes separated, and clean this floor again. So that's it, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.